Yeah.
I'm in a season in my life where I've decided that I will prioritize peace and purpose over appearances.
Whoa, say that again. Peace and purpose over appearance.
Over appearances. I don't care how good it looks. I don't care how beautiful our Christmas time family pajama photo looks.
Ooh.
I don't care, I don't care about any of that. None of that. If I don't have peace in my soul, it's a no.
You are talking right now. Because people are watching you saying, ugh, they felt that. Mm-hmm. Because people, they care about the appearance.
Yeah.
I actually dated one chick, and she was all about the appearance of us dating, and she was willing to go through hell, spend money that she didn't have, would ask me to spend money that I know I shouldn't be spending just so we can have the appearance of happiness. And can I be real?
Yeah.
This is my show. It's real talk. It's Patrice. A part of me almost did it, Patrice.
Yeah.
Because she had the booty. You know what
and
I'm
I know that's one of your things.
Come on now, you know what I'm saying? I thought she had the brains. And I questioned if she had the Bible. But because she had the booty and the body, I said, well, maybe.
You tried to romanticize.
I did.
Yeah.
Because, as a single man, I'm like, dang, I'm tired of being single. I'll be 40 here soon, and I'm like, what in the world? But then, without knowing what I did your route. I said, nah, that's not even worth it, because that's going to bring me hell. That's going to bring me drama. I'm not going to be practicing what I'm preaching to my people.
Yes.
So I said, nah, man, I'm not even going to do that. And to this day, she won't talk to me. What got you there?
It's where? Which part?
To desiring the peace and purpose, because you didn't really have nothing about money in there. But if you focus on your purpose, that produces income.
Yes.
But what got you focusing on the peace and the purpose solely, though?
My soul being exhausted.
Oh, man, listen.
My soul was exhausted. And something that you said, I've said for many years, I don't desire to be a public success and a private failure. And I realized that I was living by the pillars and I was teaching and I believe in them wholeheartedly. Like, this ain't a podcast thing for me, right? It's like, this is how I live my life. But my former husband and I would be in conflict, not because he debated whether those things were true, but because I didn't always see them in him.
Yeah.
And after a while, it becomes intolerable. It becomes intolerable. And this is not to make him wrong.
Right.
And I'm not wrong, but it became very apparent we were not a right fit for each other. We met at 20.
Wow.
We were best friends for like a year or so before we even started dating. We were dating by about 22. I just turned 42. So you're talking about not who I was at 22 years old. And I've gone through a lot of personal development, a lot of therapy. I invest in Patrice, getting to know Patrice in and out very authentically. And the more that I did that, and you could see that the differences became glaring at some point. And you made a point too, like earlier, I believe that life is always speaking to us, right? So for years, life was speaking to me, whether it was through dreams, it was through visions. I don't know about you, but God has a way of getting to me. I would have a random person in Subway prophesy to me. I would have a person in Uber say, I don't know why I feel like telling you this, but there were a series of things that would happen and I would try to dismiss them away. But life was speaking. Many of us don't want to hear what life has to say. So it doesn't fit the picture. And I think the big thing for anyone who's in a season of transition is to understand you can dream a new dream. Some dreams, serve you for a season. But when we stay in situations, and it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, this is jobs, this is a city or something. When you stay beyond the expiration date, you prolong your own suffering, first of all. And second of all, it's like you don't believe that God could do a new thing.
Stay right there. Let's go deeper. How do you feel right now? You was married for 20-something years.
I was married for 15 years.
15
together
years,
for
with
19.
a guy.
Yeah.
For 19 years, one guy. Now you're single.
I just have to laugh. Because it is different.
Yeah, I'm serious. It's like 19 years ago, and the dating is different from today.
Very.
You know what I'm saying? 19 years ago, you we didn't know Patrice Washington today. 19 years ago, Patrice Washington didn't have a 7+ figure business. 19 years ago, Patrice Washington wasn't on national TV. 19 years ago, Patrice Washington didn't sell books. 19 years ago, Patrice Washington wasn't as fit and as beautiful and as tall. She only date a taller man. We about to get
I was
there,
as
y'all.
tall.
You were as tall?
I've been this height since I was 15.
Oh, Lord Jesus. All right. So it's like you go through this divorce. I've met ladies who have been through some breakups and some divorce, and they cannot stand men. They just like, oh, men are this, oh, men are that. And I just be like, wait, what? How do you feel now being single, back in the dating game, successful, making money? Like, is one, and if it's too much, you can say it's too much, but are you interested in dating and eventually getting back to marriage? Because I'm gonna say this before you say it. I see you as a wife because I've watched you over the years and how you covered your last husband and how you're just a great big sister to me. I'm like, you are a relationship person.
I am.
So I'm like, I wanna know, one, do you desire marriage again? One, and then two, how is the dating field for a successful woman? According to recent stats, only about half of African Americans have some form of estate planning put into place. This includes important documents like your wills, your trust, and your power of attorneys. Additionally, only about 60% of all people have life insurance coverage. But why is it so important for not just Black people, but all of us to have these things put into place? You see, life insurance can provide financial protection for your loved ones in the event of your unexpected death. It can help cover funeral and burial expenses, pay off debts, and even your mortgages. But here's what I really want you to consider. It can provide income for your loved ones to build wealth with. You see, estate planning, on the other hand, can help ensure that your assets are distributed according to your wishes after your death, and that your loved ones are taken care of. If you truly love, and I mean this, if you truly, truly love your loved ones, don't leave their financial security at chance. I want you to get life insurance today. You can get a free quote with my friends over at Ethos by visiting anthonyoneal.com/life insurance or by clicking the link in today's show notes. Protect your family's future and give yourself peace of mind. Don't be in heaven and you're full of joy and your family is here on earth struggling and stressed. Get life insurance today with my friends over at Ethos. Hey, now let's get back to today's show. I know it's a good one.
Okay, first of all, yes, I am wife material.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And I am very relationship oriented. I mean, I was with one person pretty much my entire adult life.
Yeah.
So my previous dating experiences, you're talking about beginning of college. I was a child, you know? So yes, I'm interested in lifetime partnership, possibly marriage. I'm not turned off to the idea of marriage, but I'm also okay with like, hey, you do your thing, I do my thing, and we have an understanding.
Is that like a Oprah and what's his name?
Absolutely.
What's Steph?
Yeah. And
so they don't agree but they live together, we're not married, but we doing life together.
Yeah, and I'm like okay with that to an extent because I know at this point, we're both coming into something with money and assets and all of this stuff. And let me tell you, untangling is not for the faint of heart.
Did y'all have to untangle in your past situation?
We still untangling.
Oh.
Yeah, so even though the divorce is final, there's still work to be done.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily a part of life that I look forward to doing again, especially because I know that now that I'm freer to be my full self, what I've done pales in comparison to what God is going to do. Eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. I'm very clear that I was living a fraction of who Patrice Washington really is. And I know people think, oh, you're so outspoken and you're this and you're that and all of that stuff. But there was still always a part of me that will only go so far because it was ingrained in me that you have to, like, your husband has to be here.
Right.
And you were like the support.
Right.
So as my career kept growing, I do recognize that there were points where I would only let it go so far.
Okay.
Not that I was sabotaging, but I know that there were things that I didn't go for because I felt like it'll be too much. That'll be too much of a strain on my marriage or my family. And I said no to a lot of things. And I don't regret saying no. But in this season when I'm free, there's no rescheduling joy. I'm doing everything that scales joy in my life. Wow. And I'm going to go after the opportunities that feel right for me and what's next for me, right? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, you know, I expect by the time, you know, I meet this ideal partner, I expect by that time,
ideal partner,
you know, that we might both have so much. It would be understandable if it's like, you know what, at least initially, don't rush to propose to me.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But has it been difficult? It's been interesting.
So that's your way of saying yes.
It's been interesting, you know. So my mindset is not what you described.
Okay.
I do not think that all men are dogs. I don't think that all men are bad. I don't think that all men are anything, because I see people for who they are. What you show me and what I see when we're interacting is what I go off of. So I'm not going like all men this and all men that. That's just not my energy. Every time I've had a dating experience or met someone, it has made me more aware of what works for me and what doesn't. And I just take that lesson.
That's so good.
And I take it into the next situation. So, you know, I had this idea, right? This list. And so as I meet people and I get to interact with them and observe, which really, that's all we're doing in the beginning, you're observing.
Right.
So as I meet them and observe, I get to say, how does this feel for Patrice? Because I'm not in a season of dismissing my feelings anymore. We're not doing that. So I get to say, how does this feel? If something doesn't feel good, I'm very communicative and I know how to say it with grace, but I can share like, hey, you know, I noticed this, or it's, you know, it seems like just maybe I'm looking at this incorrectly. I'm able to do that, right?
Okay.
Once we've acknowledged that there's something that doesn't work for me and you continue down this path,
right,
to me, that's just my permission slip to move on with my life. Like, because I'm clear that this doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And you're clear you're not changing. Cool. Then we don't have to waste each other's time.
Is that quickly though? Like, are you saying like, all right, if I say it and if you don't do it within one day, you're done?
No.
Okay.
The things that I'm referring to are things that are just fundamentally not going to work for me.